Hello friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new and not subscribed, I'm Kayla Bame, and you should really think about subscribing to my channel because the bestest things in the world happen when you do that. So, subscribe. For today's video, I am doing another, we'll call it summertime adventures. For some reason, Michael's, the store, is like the place for summertime crafts and projects. Okay, this is going to be a paper craft, I guess? I don't really know, because you know me, I love paper crafting so much. When I was in Michael's, they had these it's like paper crafting slash like origami, but I think it's more paper crafting because there was like folding and gluing involved, and I think origami is just folding the paper. Someone tell me what the difference is. I don't know. They're all paper crafting, right? But I saw these cool kits for, I'm gonna call it paper crafting. It was a paper craft, and it was like these animals and stuff at Michael's, which I think it was normally like 20 bucks, and it was 50% off. And I was like, oh, can't pass that up. So I bought this little paper craft kit to make a paper craft elephant, and oh man, I thought this was gonna be so easy, but I did film it. So here's the second episode of the summertime adventures, me paper crafting an elephant. Let's do it.
Okay, party people, this is the little origami paper craft thing that I got from Michael's. I actually got it on sale from $10 to $5. And inside the kit, it came with a little adhesive tape dispenser and pages upon pages upon pages of cutouts that I will be folding and taping together in order to make an elephant. And this also came with an instruction manual that, let me just tell you, was 10 times better than the Jolly Jellyfish. Still not great, but it was way better than the Jolly Jellyfish. Anyway, it was time for me to begin my little, I guess what they call it is an animal sculpture. I'm just gonna call it an animal paper craft, okay? I didn't really know where to start, so I thought the best way to start was just to take apart all the little cutouts so I didn't have to do that later. And when I was taking these little cutouts out, I was immediately overwhelmed by all the numbers that were on the back. There was a big number on the back, and then there were these little small numbers with little colons, like it would say 7:1. And it was extremely overwhelming just to look at it because, as you know, I'm not good at paper crafting. But I figured I had completed KB Creations' farmhouse truck, and that was completely by hand. So this elephant was gonna be no problem. So once I got all the little cutouts out, I went to my little instruction manual, and at first when I was doing this project, I was extremely frustrated with it just because it only told me how to make the head, one ear, and 4 legs. The 4 legs, obviously, elephants only have 4 legs. I'm like, what about the 5th leg? Just kidding. Elephants only have 4 legs, fun fact if you didn't know. But I did get prematurely upset about this, and I'll explain later why. But this paper crafting thing was just so tedious, and there was a lot of folding and taping, and obviously that's what paper crafting is, and I'm not good at paper crafting, so my temper was very short with this. But that's what I'm doing here. I was organizing the little cutouts, so I had the head in one pile, the ear in one pile, and then the legs in their own piles. And I think maybe that was one of the frustrating things about this. I had to organize it myself, because at first I thought maybe I shouldn't have took all the cutouts out of their pages. Maybe they put the ears on one page, the legs on one page. No, they didn't. They just scattered it however they wanted, and I don't know why they did it like that, because there was already like 25 pages. So they could have at least separated the body parts, I guess? But nothing was in order. I had to put it in order and organize it by their numbers. So after everything was organized, I think I started off with the head, and what I did was I just folded all the tabs that needed to be folded on every single one of my cutouts, just so I could put it all together in one go and I wouldn't have to stop and go, so I had to fold in between, I guess. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to put it all together in one go, and that's what I did. And honestly, the instructions were pretty basic. Like, it told me the 2 different folds, and it was easy to follow, unlike the Jolly Jellyfish, but it was very easy to follow. It wasn't that hard. Once I had all the tabs folded the way they needed to be folded, I then decided to tape the head pieces together. And I think this may have been the cause of my frustration. It was using this tape glider. This tape was so bad. The adhesive was not very sticky at all, and it was super hard to dispense it. And sometimes when I was gluing pieces together, they were just in awkward angles, so I couldn't really get the tape on there because the angle was so weird. But, as you'll see later, this tape was causing me so much frustration. And so, I continued on with this project with the little categories that I had organized. I think I was working on the ear here. I did the ear, folded all the pieces, then taped them together. Then I moved on to the front leg, folded all the pieces, taped them together. Rinse and repeat. You know what I'm saying, people? And I really, honestly, have no idea how people do this stuff. I think maybe it's just a different hobby that different people enjoy. Like, some people don't like drawing and painting, and they prefer paper crafting. I am not good at paper crafting, and I just don't have the patience for it. All the folding and the taping and the... oh man. This project, I don't know why I picked it out at Michael's. It was on sale and I thought it would be fun, and I was not having a good time. So I made it this far. I had all my completed pieces from the piles I had organized. It was all 4 of the legs and 1 ear, plus the head. And this is where I thought I was gonna get super frustrated and just be done with the project, because the instruction manual never said where the other pieces went, which I still think is a little strange, but I kind of get why they didn't. Like, in the instruction manual, it gave the categories. It said in bold print, the front legs, and it told you the numbers for the left leg and the right leg, and then it told you this is where you're gluing, this is where you're gonna glue it when it's completed. But then there was nothing left for that massive pile. It just said the 4 legs, 1 ear, and then the head. And then the body, it was just like, well, figure it out yourself, I guess. But it was extremely straightforward. Like, I thought I was gonna struggle with it, and I didn't at all. Probably from doing the pile that I had, all the piles that I had. I kinda got the hang of it. And if you were wondering, yes, my technique stayed the same. I folded all of the little tabs just so I could put it together and I wouldn't have to stop and go, stop and go. I did it all at once, which may have been why this was so frustrating, because who wants to sit there and fold the papers for probably a half an hour I was doing this? I don't know. Maybe I should have stopped and goed, and that may have helped keep me entertained, I guess. But this is how I did it, so can't go back now. And then it was time to put it together, which wasn't hard at all. There were a whole bunch of all those numbers that I thought were going to overwhelm me so much in the beginning were actually extremely helpful, and it was so easy to understand. There's the 2-2, like you see it says 39-4, and there were these numbers on 39, 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I knew that tab had to be glued onto tab 4 on 39. It sounds confusing when I'm saying it right now, but honestly, it wasn't that bad, and I didn't struggle with trying to find what pieces went where at all, like I thought I would in the beginning. The biggest issue I had with this project was keeping everything stuck together. The tape glider that they gave me was horrible, and as you can see, I'm using my mom's advanced tape glider now because the thing ran out of tape before I even completed the project. There wasn't enough tape for the whole project anyway, but it wasn't even their tape glider that I was struggling with. It was just the tape in general, because I was using my mom's tape glider, and that was just making things more difficult too, because nothing was sticking. Like, I would tape it, and then I would tape stuff together, and as I'm taping something else to another part of its body, the leg is falling off, and then I go and tape the leg back on, and all of a sudden his head is coming off. Like, nothing was sticking together. And honestly, I kind of wish that I used hot glue instead of the tape. But the thing that was kind of detouring me from doing that was in the instructions it said, don't use hot glue if you're not used to paper crafting. And I'm over here, like, hates paper crafting, never paper craft ever. So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't use hot glue because I'm going to end up burning my fingers. No, use the hot glue. And I really tried to keep going with this because, as you can see, I did come a long way. Like, I had his back half done and I had his head done, but the middle part, trying to get it all to stick together, it just wasn't happening, and it was extremely frustrating because I just wanted to be done because I saw how far I was, and I honestly didn't even have that much left to do. I just had to glue his front end to his back end, but it just was not happening, people. So yeah, I didn't finish it. I was so done. Here's the back half and the head that was, yes, falling apart because nothing was sticking. But, I mean, I tried, okay? I was here for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, trying to get this thing together, and nothing was sticking. So, this is what I was left with. Look, his whole head is falling apart. It's really a sad sight to see, okay? So, this is my kind of completed project. The only difference I wish I would have made here was using hot glue instead of the tape. I think that would have made things so much easier, but this is what I did, so sorry.
Alright, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave in the comments down below what you thought of my half elephant that I paper crafted. I'm not a paper crafter. I thought I was a paper crafter. I'm not a paper crafter. I don't want to be a paper crafter. I will never be a paper crafter. Okay? But I'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.